Okay, everyone, ladies and gentlemen of all ages from 18 and above, welcome to the TFX reviews portion of the channel. And today we're talking Birds of Prey, or Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, whichever title the producers decided to use for monetary gain. It's not a bad movie, but it is an improvement over Suicide Squad, which the Harley Quinn character is based on. Nevertheless, Margot Robbie, who also produces, brings us a different side to Harley, who is, dare I say it, a little more sentimental to her role, which makes us feel a little bit more invested in Harley and her exploits within the movie. You'll have to you'll have to bear with me on this one, everyone, but you will understand if you decide to go and see this for yourselves. But it is a subtle change that makes Harley Quinn a more likable anti-hero that has been taken from Gotham City Sirens #7, the New 52. I'm talking about the comic here. It's a lot more suited for this interpretation of the DC character. We did get hints of it in Suicide Squad, which was probably the highlight of that movie. Well, that took a more but Suicide Squad took a more darker theme, which is quite understandable, and it kind of makes sense to adopt a more lighter and sincere approach without going too overboard. So coming into Suicide Squad in the director's chair is Kathy Yan, fairly new to the director's chair in the last 10 years. I'm not sure of her background in the industry, but she has proven here that she can competently direct a movie to the standards of Hollywood, which is a good thing, really. I wouldn't say I'm surprised at this. I wouldn't say I'm surprised because she's a female director. There's lots of great female directors out there, such as Catherine Bigelow, who probably would have been a good choice for this movie as well. The late Penny Marshall, Sofia Coppola, and Mimi Leder. So that's not me being sexist. I'm just simply saying that Kathy's proven here that she has the potential and directing chops to go for a more bigger budget movies if she wants to, and I wish her all the luck either way. The movie is really well shot with an interesting colour palette, to say the least. When we look at the factory explosion in the trailer, that really says it all and kind of sets up the tone of the movie all in one single moment, which can be a quite challenging thing to pull off. Sometimes a spur of the moment like that can really make all the difference if that is the case. But the overall look and visual style of the movie is fairly reminiscent of Suicide Squad, being the only difference is that a lot of the movie is set during the day rather than at night. And that's quite a nice thing to see these days, as usually when it comes to the action set pieces, they look better against a darker, more atmospheric backdrop rather than a day setting. Not that I'm against it and don't like it, it's just a nice detail that sometimes gets overlooked in a big budget movie such as this one. An example of what I'm talking about is the Transformers franchise. However, they were more style over substance and don't really compare to Birds of Prey that much. But you see where I'm coming from with that. Now we understand that from the trailers that Harley and Joker are no more. They've split up, which has already been talked about, and she's bitter. Also, also fine. But what confuses me is is more the way that the closure was handled. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because we had a massive controversy surrounding Todd Phillips' Joker movie regarding merciless killings and how it may have an effect on the general public here out of the film industry. Yet Harley Quinn, who's bitter about Joker sacking her off, literally just drives a tanker into a fusion power plant without considering the fact that there may be hundreds, maybe 1,000 people working in there, and it just got brushed over like it's nothing. It just that doesn't quite land with me. But that's something else. I don't really want to go into that. But what we have here is a movie which kind of tries a little too hard to be female empowered. Now this has become a thing where studios and producers are trying to imprint this on us as a society, but really, really, I mean, come on, Hollywood. I think we get it now. We don't need this to be thrown in our faces at 100 miles an hour. Plus, we've had female-led movies for years, so what makes this one any different to the rest? Anyway, the story, once it gets going from none other than Harley herself, being the narrator of the movie constantly throughout the entire film, is centered around a little girl who I can guess is around 12, maybe 14 years old, who's a pickpocket. And she picks the wrong one, which lands her in trouble with Gotham's city crime boss, Black Mask, who is played by Ewan McGregor. I'll get to him soon, but could they not have made the story a little more complex? A pickpocket who gets themselves in deep water trouble. I was actually quite enjoying the movie up until this point, even though after the first 15 minutes I was given another rundown which lasted another 15 to 20 minutes anyway. That's nearly half of the movie just as pure exposition. Is not necessary, but what more can I say? You know, but Ewan McGregor as Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. Why haven't I heard of this guy if he's the crime lord of Gotham? I honestly can't tell you because I'm not the biggest DC Universe super fan that you all think I am. I found this villain okay, and Ewan seemed to be having an absolute blast portraying the character, but for some reason, for me as a personal opinion, it didn't quite work as I felt he was far too eccentric for an actor such as Ewan. Now, I'm not saying Ewan wasn't right for the part. I'm just saying that maybe a comedic actor would have been would have benefited a little more as a reflection on what I've talked about in past reviews on how good their timing is at landing specifics. That being said, Ewan was the standout performer of the movie other than Margot and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who, by the way, was robbed as a character huntress, who was brilliant in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Mary is such a great actor. She really proved her worth in the scenes that she had. It was just a shame that she didn't get more screen time to elevate the movie. It would have made it would have made more sense to make Huntress's sub-story the more prominent and sort of sideline Black Canary a little bit more to make the film a lot more palatable and flow a bit more evenly. I did like Black Canary in the movie. I thought her screen presence was sound enough and was played well by Journey Smollett-Bell. Again, though, like Kathy, I'm not sure what she's been involved with in her career, but she seems very talented as an actor. But as I said just then, her character of Black Canary didn't need to be as prominent in the movie as opposed to the again mentioned Huntress I talked about. Yes, yes. If the switch around was made, I know certain elements of the screenplay would have to be obviously altered, but maybe that could have been for the better, having her as a silent whistleblower, so to speak, and making it as a reveal for the start of the third act. It could have given the film a bit more to go on in terms of an overall structure and depth, but as it stands, it's perfect. It's perfectly fine. So, all in all, I'm pleasantly surprised by this movie. Okay, it has its moments with a little bit of lazy writing here and there, maybe not giving enough screen time to certain characters, which is just a personal preference, and maybe a little too much feminism, even though the movie is female led. The movie is a staple. I wouldn't like to see it go on under the radar given its current performance at the box office, but you will have a lot of fun with this movie, even if the plot does somewhat seem a little disjointed. Um, so that's it for this review. So, Birds of Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey for me gets a 7 out of 10. So those were my thoughts on Harley Quinn, the movie, guys. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Or are you just meh? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. It'd be great to hear what you thought of the movie. And if you like this, you can click right here and get. There's a glitch in the system. What happened there? For a second, I almost thought I'd done a Chris Tuckman there. Oh dear. I did actually, guys. Right, okay, so that is the end of the review for Birds of Prey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you're wondering where I am actually at home at my parents'. They're on holiday. They're coming back in the next couple of days, but I've been here since Monday, overseeing the house and making sure everything's going okay and all that jazz. It's been nice to get away from the hotel for a few days. So yeah, like I say, that has been my week so far, and I've actually enjoyed being off. If I have to be really honest, it's given me a bit of time to sort of like recharge my batteries, or you could say. Um, so with that being said, if you like the review, hit that like button. Give me your thoughts on what you thought of the review as well, whether you liked it or not, and if there's anything that I can do to maybe improve on what I've been doing within the actual segment itself. That would be absolutely fantastic. So again, thank you very much, everyone, and this is me, TREKFLIX, signing off.